Hey, look here, y'all. Listen, I know the college football committee, the playoff committee, they tried Florida State. I'm talking about they tried them. We have never seen a team go undefeated. Now, if they was group of five, yeah, that happens. But as far as a power five not getting in undefeated, never seen that happen before. I honestly think when Ohio State lost two of their quarterbacks and was on their third string quarterback, I can't remember if they was undefeated or had a loss, but they still put them in, right? Still put them in. They decided that Florida State wasn't good enough for it. Well, what if Florida State decide that, look here, we don't want to play in that bowl game. We should be in the playoffs. We don't want to play in that. We don't want to sign up for a bowl game that y'all are putting us in, that y'all don't even want us in. Y'all, they probably didn't want them to be in that game, let alone the playoffs. They probably didn't want them to play against Georgia. They probably, if they could have, they'd have gave them a bowl game that wouldn't buy nothing. But they couldn't kick them out that far. But they kicked them out farther enough. So what if Florida State decide to say they don't want to deal with that? They gonna boycott the whole thing, and they'll never do that to another team again. But when you think about the players, do they want to play? Now, if all the players decided they ain't want to play, then yeah, you could do that. But it's gonna be some players really want to play. But you got players already that's top notch opting out. So you got one of the wide receivers that can go first. Well, he can get drafted. You got him already opted out. Then you know your quarterback, he's not gonna be able to play. Other guys probably gonna opt out. So if you Mike Norvell, do you really even want to play in this game? It ain't like you're gonna be going against having your best players out there. You're gonna have maybe a second stringer here or second stringer there and a third stringer or whatever at quarterback. So you could understand just keep your undefeated record. Because if you lose, check this now, if you lose to Georgia and Georgia blow you out, they gonna talk trash. But if you boycott that thing, now you have made the college playoffs committee understand that, hey, you can't play with people like this. How can you take an undefeated team and tell them they ain't going? Man, I'm telling you, that's crazy. Do it, what's happening? Look, they can't, hey, you can't do a team like that. You can't take a team and say, well, it's a team sports, but your quarterback was all that in a bag of chips, but now that he ain't here, we don't want you there. Well, if that's the case, why you don't have him up there for the Heisman? Who doing the Heisman vote that they ain't think he was worthy of the Heisman? And then you got people that's kind of got some, I don't know if they got weight in the game, but they talking against Florida State. I knew they didn't want Florida State in the playoffs when they put Florida State at number 5 at one time. Then they put them at number 4 to say, okay, put them at number 4. Leave them there. If Louisville beat them, we ain't got to worry about it. But if they don't do anything, we still don't got to worry about it. Now, they got to pass because they thought Georgia was going to win. But Georgia didn't win it. So when Georgia didn't win it, that turned everything upside down. That made it where the playoff committee had a decision to make. Do we just forget Florida State, we going to do what we want to do, or do we let them in? And they chose to do whatever they want to do. Now, I don't know how this going to affect college football going forward. They lucky that they have the 12 playoff slots for 24 coming into play. But still, y'all, at the end of the day, that hurt Florida State. That hurt them bad. So if they decide they don't want to go, I get that. Hey, don't get off in there. Let the college playoff committee eat that. Let them eat that. Let them eat that mess that they put out. Because surely y'all should be in there. Now, how y'all would have done, I don't know. The ball could just bounce your way. Your defense could have went out there and locked everything down. Could have been a play here, play there, and a running back gone. Wide receiver catch the ball, and he out of there. And bam, y'all won. And now y'all in the chip. But we'll never know. They let TCU in last year. TCU made a Cinderella run. And then, yes, Georgia thumped them. But maybe Florida State could have made a Cinderella run and won it all. But we'll never know. And we'll see what they going to do versus Georgia. T.I., you say, is there a team they better than in the college playoffs? That's what the decision was on. Could you have said they was better than Michigan? Michigan stunk it up in their game. In their championship game. They didn't look that good. So you could have said them and Michigan was the same type of team. You could have said them and Michigan was the same type of team. That could have been the battle. And then they said Mike Norvell had a list of things of why this team or that team or this team or that team. And he was pointing out so many things. My business partner called me and was like, bro, they should have let Florida State in, man. That man had a whole bunch of valid points. But at the end of the day, y'all, it's about business. It's just business. So they going to make a business move. Has the SEC ever missed the playoffs? Never. Do they always say the SEC is the best conference? They do. And it shows this that they had to put them in. Do it, you say without JT, Florida State ain't top 4. It showed. They took them out. They took them out. Miss Kimball, what's happening? Hey, look, y'all, I just want to jump on and talk to y'all about Florida State because it's a real thing. Could they shut it down? I doubt it, but they could. They could say, hey, look, we ain't going out there to play that. Because you don't want to let Georgia embarrass you. And you want to win the game against Georgia. But who knows how that's going to, that could go crumble. Hey, look, it's the day 5 of the fast. 2 more days to praise God. Well, you got your whole life to praise him, but 2 more days of the fast. You got Saturday and Sunday. If you ain't join it for them 2 days. You can go no food. You can go liquids only. You can go veggies only. You can go cut the sweets, cut the sodas. Do it however you feel. It's just a time to get closer to God. Hey, blessings to y'all. Holla, holla, holla.